Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are from right now is morning for me. I am Dr. Justin. Super excited to be with you guys today and share some really, what I think is some of the most important pieces into your wellness, your journey, your goals, your life, your everything. And so we talk about like some of the missing pieces. And it says top 3 things. I kind of ended up coming up with like a top 10 list of just reasons why people just don't succeed. Like when we fail and then we're just becoming okay with failing, and it's just like, well, maybe next time, this didn't work. But sometimes you gotta list, like if you've set a bunch of health goals and you've tried to do this, that, you tried to get your health back, tried to come, thyroid help or hormone help or whatever, and things haven't worked and you've been frustrated, sometimes you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah. And again, I think mindset, and I've come on here and I've talked a few times about mindset. I think mindset is one of the absolute most important pieces. I'm turning this light on for us here. But one of the most important things that will help you get well or keep you from ever getting well, right? And so I'm going to shout out to the Cowboys right there. Yeah, whoop, whoop, like, ready for football season. But anyways, so we're going to talk about why people fail. And really, it starts with goals. Because we always said, like, especially in the first of the year, and it's almost halfway through the year now, we set goals. And we always have these goals. And by the way, if you guys are on, if you can just, like, let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that you can see me and all that good stuff. Facebook has been kind of being very weird with all this. And there's me just popping on. Not fun listening to yourself, I'll tell you that. But there we go. And when you pop on, just say hello. Let me see that you are in here. But we're talking about reasons people fail. Number 1, you set terrible goals, or you set unachievable goals. That's okay to set big goals, big, hairy, nasty, audacious goals, so that if you don't hit this, but you still got this is great. There's a whole thing with whole 10xing your goals, 10xing your health and whatnot. But the reality is with the goals is like 80% of the population doesn't even set goals for themselves, right? So 80% of the population doesn't even set a goal. And then the crazier thing about that is, of that 20%, 70% of that 20% fail to achieve the goals they've set for themselves. Remember, health is not easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would be well. There wouldn't be so much fast food and all this stuff just so instantly available and readily available to us. And so it's supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But you got to set proper goals. Right? You have to set goals that you know you can achieve, that you know are realistic. And I think one of the biggest things, and I'll talk about it later too, but having people in your corner. Having people in your corner is so huge. It's so important. Having people guide you. Having somebody support you. Having people just encourage you. Because the reality is, nobody wants you to be better than them. If you haven't realized that just yet, nobody wants you to be more successful than they do, and that's a big problem. I want everybody to be successful, more successful than me. It just motivates me to go harder and do better and all that good stuff, but again, not everybody is like that. So when we're talking about goals and setting goals, and the reality is there's like 2 different categories of goal setting. There are like be goals and there are do goals. So in other words, you want to do something, you want to do what you want to achieve, or you want to be what you want to achieve. And then within the do's and the be goals, there are 4 areas of these goals. So there's wealth, there's health, there's relationships, and there's self-fulfillment. And we're talking obviously with Journey to Wellness and Health and the thyroid and hormone group. It's like health. But your health affects your relationships, which affects your wealth, which affects your self-fulfillment. It affects all those things, right? So they're all very much tied together. So we got to make sure that we are setting goals in both the do and the be areas, just FYI, right? And we also don't want to set too many things to distract us and keep us away from like our main goals. So we got to visually see and understand and know where we want to be, and then we can set those up. So number 1 reason is fear of success and or fear of failure, right? So some people, you're afraid that you will fail. You're afraid that if I set this goal, I will not achieve it. Or even worse, maybe, just maybe, you will achieve it. Maybe you will succeed, and you're also scared of that. You're scared because of what I said earlier about people. We lack belief in ourselves and our potential, but we know in our back of our mind that if we fail, tell people we're going to do this, we're going to lose the weight, we're going to do whatever. Hey, Becky, hey, Ms. Dinah. But if you fail, people will think negatively of you. You don't want that. You don't want people to think negatively of you, right? But at the same time, if you succeed, people will think negatively of you. They will be envious of you. So it's like fear of failure, fear of success. Either way, we're scared of what other people think. But guess what? Who the hell cares what other people think? You know, I was on the phone with just somebody earlier today, and they were like, you know, I tried some tomatoes the other day. I'm allergic to tomatoes. I can't eat tomatoes. But I went over to somebody's house, and they made some, you know, spaghetti sauce or whatever, as an Italian woman. And she's like, I couldn't say no. I tried it. I was like, how bad could it be? And I kind of laughed. I was like, it was probably pretty bad. She's like, it was terrible. It was awful. But I didn't want to disappoint them. And I'm like, you know what? I learned that a long time. To hell with it. Like, because nothing tastes as good as feeling the way that I feel every day. Nothing tastes as good as like knowing that I'm going to be able to spend time with my family. I don't go to parties and dinner parties and things like that hungry. I always go full. I always go that I've already eaten. Now I always know there's something there I can eat, right? I could eat, you know, at least the chicken, or at least the, you know, the whatever kind of meat that we kind of did. And I'm going to stay away from the desserts and the breads and all those things. But there's always something that you can do. You just got to make better decisions. But it's okay with telling them no, that you can't. Not that they're going to be upset with you. They might ask why, and then you say, listen, because of my health, because I'm allergic to it, I just can't do it, and I'm on this health goal, and like nothing's going to stop me from reaching these goals. And so they're like, oh, okay, that's awesome. I'm sorry, I just didn't know. Because if you would have told me, I would have made something different for you, or I myself would have brought something, right, so that I was prepared. And that's another part that we'll talk about later. One of the things I said, we went from top 3 to top 10, but planning to fail, or failing to plan is planning to fail. So you know you're going out, you know you're going there, you know they're having stuff that you can't eat, but yet you just went there hungry, and you didn't take anything that you could eat. Well, of course you're going to fail. You are not going to offend anybody by taking care of your health and trying to be the best version of you. So just remember that. It doesn't matter what you disappoint. I would rather disappoint someone else than disappoint myself, okay? So fear of success, fear of failure, it's a lose-lose situation is what we start to think, but it's such a mindset thing. You have to believe in yourself, believe in your abilities. Other people will see it in you as well, and they actually will support you a little bit better and more than you think. So that's number 1. Number 2. Lack of understanding about the goal-setting process. Because sometimes you'll put a goal on paper, you'll set a date, I'm going to do it, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. You got checkpoints of things that you're going to mark off as you go, and then as soon as you get there, you kind of just set new goals and start again, right? But the reality is you set these goals. It's not a one-time thing like that you scratch off. And the biggest thing is it's not just writing it down. Now, yes, you got to write it down. Yes, you got to have it there. And I've got all kinds of goals and things and shits that we've written and that we have set up. But you also have to take action. Yeah? You have to take action. Like, knowledge is power, but I don't think knowledge is power as much as action is power. And so you got to set the goals. Have the visualization of what you want to become, what you want to do. You want to lose the weight. You want to get in shape. You want to get. By the way, I just noticed that I got a 4-year-old daughter. She did 2 of my fingers. She did not do all of my fingers, but she's only done 2 of my fingers. So I guess I got to make another appointment at the spa to get the rest of them done. But that's why my fingers are pink, just so we know. But listen, goals are not a short-term quick fix, right? They are things that are going to help us improve our life, improve our health, improve our fitness, improve our longevity. We have to take action. We cannot just write it there and say, January 1, I'm going to lose all the weight, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to get off medication, I'm going to be healthy. If you don't take any action, or if number 3, if you're not committed to this goal, it's never going to work out. Commitment, consistency, super vitally important, right? Because let's talk about just that person going into that dinner party. She went to that dinner party, there was all these different foods and things that she couldn't eat. How committed were you really? Was it really a goal that you really wanted to set, that you wanted to achieve? Was it a priority? So a lot of times we talk about goals because goals are short-term things. How about we just make these priorities? Because you spend time and money and focus and energy on what you prioritize. What do you prioritize? We prioritize nutrition. We don't eat bad. We don't eat out. We don't do any of that stuff. And if we eat out and when we go out, because we go out on dates, we do that kind of stuff. But when we do it, we're making the good decisions, right? Gooder is my favorite word if you've ever not heard me say that before. But we're always making the good choices. We always go to the place that we know there's stuff that we can eat. We don't just go wherever just because it wants to or somebody else wants to. And we'll say, hey, instead of going there, can we go there? Or let me see the menu. And we just will pull out. We won't go if it's not there because it is a priority to us. And nothing stops us from that priority. So commitment is a big deal. You have to commit to it if you want it to be achieved. We want it. We say we want it. We write it down. Our words are so wonderful, but your actions suck. Your actions are what is going to help you get the results. So take actions, be committed, be consistent, write these goals down, put it on your mirror. When you're brushing your teeth, when you're doing your hair, when you're makeup, whatever, put it on the mirror, put it on a 3x5 card, carry that thing around all the time so you always have it. Listen to them, read them, say them over and over again. Be committed to that goal. Do not be inactive. Take action. Go get it done. And then number 5, we talk about analysis paralysis. If you've ever heard that term before, right? It's like, okay, I got these goals, I got all this stuff, cool. Now, what if? All these scenarios come up. Well, what if I do this? What if I do that? Well, then how do I do this? Well, I got to prepare. I got to go over here. I got to do this. I got to get this prepared. So it's Monday. When is Monday today? When is your Monday today? Because we always think we need to start on Monday. No, you need to start right now. You need to stop what you're doing. You just need to get it done. You need to take action. You need to go. And it's fire, pull the trigger, and then you kind of aim. Not like let me get ready, let me try to aim, let me hit the goal, let me hit the target, and then maybe we'll fire if everything is perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. You are not going to have all the resources and everything you need. Now, you need a team. You need somebody to help and guide and coach and support and teach and answer questions and hold you accountable and all that good stuff. But you just need to take action. You need to pull the trigger, and then you need to figure it out from there. So if you've been sitting back and you've been saying, like, I want to do this, I want to complete that, and whatever it is, yada, 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 I challenge you just to take action. I challenge you to just pull that trigger and start making changes. Start making differences. Fail. Screw up. Remember, it's okay to fail as long as you learn from those failures. It's even better to learn from other people's failures before you have to go down that road too. So that's just another side thing there. Learn from other people's failures and mistakes. And then, as I talked about failing to plan, how about having too many goals? You're like you've never really set goals. Your health is like not where it needs to be. Your life is in shambles. You got all this stress going on. You got relationships are bad, and your marriage is not good, and your work because you're so fatigued and tired and burnt out, and you got the kids running around. You're like, I'm just going to change everything. I'm going to change all these things, and boom, at once we're going to go. And then you get overwhelmed, and then you just quit and you stop. And it's the same process that you do over and over again when you set the goals and you want to do it, and you have good thoughts, you have good intentions, but it fails and you fail and you fall through and you don't ever get back up. So don't have too many goals. Set a goal. Why I say it's like if we could just get 1% better every single day, over time, over the course of 90 days, we are 90% better. Boom. Now let's go on to the next goal. Let's get there. Boom, let's go to the next goal. Let's rinse and repeat and build those goals, turn those into habits, turn those into routines so that we can have that true commitment, and that once we get well, once we get our goals, financial goals, wealth goals, health goals, relationship goals, whatever it is, once we hit it there, we can keep it there. That's very important. Why put in all that work and all that energy and go through all this tough healing, tough love and whatnot to just go backwards? That makes absolutely no sense to me. So set goals. Just don't set too many goals. It's okay to write them all down. I'm cool with it. But there's only so many things that your body can function, that your brain can focus on. So prioritize them, knock this one out, move to the next one, knock that one out, move to the next one, knock that out. You can't just have a target, boom, and you got one bullet and you're going to try to hit 3 targets at once. It's much easier to just hit that one target, boom, now we go to the next target, boom, now we go to the next target. We don't have to transform overnight. Transformation never happens overnight. There's no process in life that does not require time. That's a very important thing to remember. How about the last couple of things? Feeling unworthy of the end result. It's like some people just really don't think that they're worthy enough of obtaining this goal of, I'm gonna get my hair back. I'm gonna get my libido back. I'm gonna get my relationships back. I'm gonna get my weight off. Whatever it is, you self-sabotage yourself. And this is really big because we live in a negative world. If you've ever turned on what's called the news, have you ever noticed how negative everything is on the news? You know, and you fill yourself with negative stuff all day long, and you have nobody in your corner that supports you to build you up. That's a big deal. I ask people, I say, hey, when's the last time anybody told you how beautiful you are? And it's amazing when I ask that question, how many people say, like I don't even remember. And so if you don't remember, if people aren't telling it to you, you don't believe it anymore. You don't think you're worthy. You don't think you're beautiful. You don't think you're strong enough. You don't think you're whatever. And you've been told that and you've just accepted it. So if nobody's telling you how great and how amazing, how wonderful, how beautiful you are, guess who has to start doing it? Yourself. And I'll tell you, I make people like take 5, 10 I am statements, write it on your mirror along with your goals, and say those I am statements, because if nobody's going to tell you, you're not going to believe it. But if somebody's going to tell you, you will believe it. So why don't you tell it to yourself? The more you tell it to yourself, the more you start believing it, the more all of a sudden other people are seeing it, and now they're believing it, and now it just changes, man. It changes that mindset. It's so exciting for when you start feeling good about yourself, what other people see in you as well, right? So I think that's just really powerful. For instance, and I know I've said this before, but when my daughter, she's 4 again, she's really good at doing nails. I've been trying to get this off for 2 days and it won't come off. So, but at night before bed, I always ask her, I say, honey, why does daddy love you? And she doesn't know what I'm doing. She doesn't know that I'm building her self-worth in her. But I say, why does daddy love you? And she, oh, Dad, because it's every night. She's like, again, give me 3 things, give me 5 things, give me 10 things, whatever it is. And she'll just start spinning. Because I am beautiful, I am strong, I'm amazing, I am. She says I am statements every single night, yet she doesn't realize what she's doing really, right? She's only 4 and she just thinks it's like, why does daddy love her? But it's just a really cool thing. So, you know, steal that from me, you know, using that with your kids. Why does daddy love you? And they just tell you the I am statements, and you know, maybe ask yourself why you love yourself, and start building that self-worth, because you are worthy of your goals. You are enough to make what you want to achieve and get where you want to be. Take action, start changing your mindset. I growing up and getting into, you know, becoming a doctor and growing businesses and all that stuff, I would see all these successful people, and like, man, I just want to know how you guys did it, and like how you got there, and how you got there so fast and all that stuff, and they would always tell me, the secret, right? It's right here. It's your mindset. And I'm like, haha, that's funny. It's a good joke. So is there like a magic potion? There was like a pill you took, you know? Is it you hired somebody? Like, what is it? He's like, oh, no, I'm telling you right now, like everything, it's in your mind. And it was so hard when I was younger to really understand. And then all of a sudden, it was one day where it kind of clicked, and it was like, my mindset changed, and I changed, and everything started changing, and everything started kind of coming together, and I was visualizing things differently and meditating on things, and just, I was like, oh my God, they were right. It was my mindset, and it was just like such a like eye-opening thing. So again, you got to get rid of stinking thinking, you know. And I see some people have jumped on and jumped off and haven't really finished this, and it's. You look at this and you watch these videos and it's like, well, I just want the magic pill. Like I've got a thyroid problem. I just want to take a pill. Oh, a pill's not enough. It's not work. I gotta like put in work. Well, it's too much. I'm not going to do it. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So really, one of the last things is like just lack of motivation. And it's again, there's always excuses. The kids are running over. They got sports. They got this. They got that. And you have all of these reasons and excuses. You're so full of should. Like you should all over yourself every day. Like I should do this. I should. But you never actually take action because where's the motivation? Where's the motivation that you have? Like are you just, people are just satisfied with where they are and what they have. Like you're just satisfied. Well, I'm not, because I don't feel good and I don't like how I feel. I know, but you're okay with how you feel. Because if you weren't okay with it, and if the pain of being how you are is not as hard as the pain of change, you're like, well, no, I'll just take the pleasure. I feel okay. I'm not the pain of changing, the pain of not eating, the pain of giving up the tomatoes and the broccolis and, you know, the food allergies and having to do all this stuff and detox. It's too much. I'm not that bad right now. Well, when is it going to be enough pain to make you move, make you change? Do you want to wait until it's too late before you finally say, okay, you know what, maybe I should do something about my life? I had this talk with somebody just the other day. Like, you know, she went through some of the process and just like, it's like, well, I just couldn't do everything. I said, you couldn't? I said, honey, I don't let my kids say that word to me. I don't let you say it to me. As a patient, you don't get to tell me you couldn't, because you can. I did it. Why can't you do it? I made the decision. I drew a line in the sand, and I said that it's unacceptable to go back that way. I'm moving here and I'm going forward. When will you draw a line in the sand and say enough is enough? It is time to take on a little bit of pain right now so my pleasure can be there in the future. But you have to take action. You have to take action. You have to take action. Be okay with adaptation. Be okay with moving. But I think at the end of the day, one of the biggest problems that people struggle with is you don't have that team. You don't have that journey. You don't have that path. You don't have that roadmap, and you don't even know where to start, so you never start. You never start, right? And that's why we're here. I mean, we're here to like give you the ideas, the things, where to start, where the things start changing, or open your mind. But if you're struggling with your health and you're really like ready to take action and ready to take proper action to get results, it starts with getting proper testing done, and it starts with having somebody be able to properly read those to you, and then it starts with having that team, that roadmap, and know exactly where to go. And the reality is too, is you're going to fall, you're going to fail, you're going to mess up, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that. We accept it, but you need somebody to be able to support you and get you back up on the on the road, on the path. I would tell people, is like, we have meetings every morning with all the clients and talking about everybody and get the day set, and they're like, well, it looks like she needs a call from you. I'm like, oh, good God, what do I got to yell at her for today, And sometimes you just need a good swift kick in the pants to get back on the right path and the right, right movement, moving in the right direction. And that's what we do. So we have a Journey Wellness program. I'm sure you guys are kind of aware with it, but we change people's lives. I help you find answers to problems doctors can't solve. So if you're struggling with your health, if you're struggling with goals, if you're struggling with your weight, your thyroid, your hormones, whatever it is, if you want something different, I promise you we can help you in ways that not many other people can, because we test, we don't guess, and we get results. So I appreciate you guys listening. Ask questions, write them in the comments. I'll make sure I check back and see if there's anything that I can do to help and answer. But set some goals, take some action, stop paralyzing yourself by analyzing everything and trying to make it perfect. It will never be. Go make it happen. I always say, I'm going to say it anyways, get shit done. It should be the only book you ever have to read. It's 3 words. It's just get shit done. Go start taking action. Go make things happen. Reach out if you need help. Always, if you ever want to talk and want to have like some consults and kind of like have us kind of guide you through the coaching and teaching process to get you fixed and well, reach out to us as well. Let us know. But bless you guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful, beautiful, safe weekend.